Hello, hello. All right, let's talk about how we were sucked out of our unconscious thinking in the pre-self quarantine, and now we are very conscious and we're very self-aware, more so than we were 7 weeks ago. So what do I mean by unconscious living? Meaning that you were in some really well-grooved routines, right? You went to work, you picked up the kids from school, you did your normal, like, I go to the grocery store on this day, I meal plan on this day, I hit the gym on these days, I see my trainer. Like, everything was very well established and could have been that way for a long, long time, right? And then all of a sudden you were sucked out of that reality and plopped at home with absolutely no routine. And then we talked about, for the first few weeks, about establishing a schedule and all that good business. But ultimately, what people have been wrestling with since they've been home for this last 6 weeks is becoming really aware of some of, like, the scripted things that we've maybe bought into we have to do or we should do, or these beliefs that, about our lives. And even for me, I have been really woken up to this idea of just being okay with resting, being okay with not having to go all the time and feeling like I have to be, shuffling my kids to all these different things. And the reason I want to talk about this is because as we're entering 7 weeks, and I know some states might be lifting a lot of the shutdowns, in the near future, is going into our new normal, whatever that is for you, post self-quarantine, with great intention. Thinking through how you were kind of on automatic pilot before self-quarantine, then you got kind of forced into this new reality from being self-quarantine, and what do you want to create for yourself? You get a complete do-over right now. It's actually a gift in a lot of ways. You get the opportunity to say, I know what my life was like before. I now know what it's like on the drastic opposite side. For most of us, I know some people continue to go to work and they have the normal structure, but for the most part, everyone has been affected by this. And what do I want to create for myself? What of the old was useful and helpful? What of the new is useful and helpful? And how can I meld those two together? It's that Bruce Lee quote, take what is useful, discard what is not, make it uniquely your own. I love that quote, and that really is what this whole situation is. So as you're planning to transition back, think about what new schedule you want. Actually block out your time now. Maybe your boss is going to let you come back to work. Maybe your kids might go back to school. What does that look like? How do you want to use that time differently? What things do you want to prioritize that you weren't prioritizing before? Maybe, like, what things could you cut back on that felt like a time suck to you now that you've had this more freed up schedule? Really be intentional, because you may never get this opportunity again where you go from one extreme situation to another extreme situation, all in the flip of a switch. And then you get to make a complete decision for yourself. Yes, maybe you have to go back to your job, but maybe you find that you really like working from home and you want to make a point to find another job that allows you to do that. Or maybe you find you might really like homeschooling your kids and you decide you want to do that. Or maybe you find you like doing home-based workouts instead of going to the gym and driving 20 minutes each way. You can be more intentional now. And maybe you find that social outings are great, but maybe you don't need to do them with the frequency you were doing them before. This is an opportunity for you to construct a life with great intention. And I want to see you build one that's going to be helpful. So please share with me what you've learned, what you're going to change, and how you're building your new future with great intention. You guys take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon.